Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm discussing why do narcissists put you on a pedestal. Now, narcissists have a way of turning the tables on their victims by love bombing and putting you on a pedestal first. In the love bombing stage, the narcissist puts you on a pedestal with grand gestures and admiration. They shower you with love, in quotes, and have you thinking that they're your dream come true. Now, putting you on this pedestal makes you feel important as they purposely put you above themselves. The narcissist initially treats you like a celebrity and they act like a fan. That's their way of making you think that you have control or power at the start of the relationship. Now, speaking to survivors of narcissistic abuse, many express that they are codependent, meaning they dismiss their own needs for the needs of others. Now, where does that come from though? When you have low self-worth, self-esteem, and a skewed self-image, you have negative beliefs about yourself. You have thoughts like, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I'm unlovable, and you begin to look outside of yourself to fulfill your sense of worthiness by gaining validation from someone that you put on a pedestal. Now, if you really think about it, isn't that what the narcissist is doing in the love bombing phase? It's clear that somebody with NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, has inner unhealed wounds, low self-worth, and seeks validation from those they abuse. So in those initial stages, what looks to the victim like love is clearly manipulation. And the narcissist is using that person to attempt to fill an empty void. If you've experienced any kind of childhood trauma, it's likely that you experienced emotions of shame, guilt, and unworthiness. Your core beliefs of not feeling worthy cause you to think that you deserve to be in a toxic relationship, and that reflects that belief back to you. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you haven't healed from childhood trauma, similar toxic relational dynamics will exist in your other relationships. So basically, we replay the stories of shame, guilt, and being emotionally unavailable. You may want to fix people because maybe you'll think then they'll love you. You'll have certain attachment styles like anxious, abandonment styles, and these are what a narcissist can use against you initially and throughout the relationship. Once you heal, you realize that it's not your fault. Or even before that, you recognize that you're already worthy. Your sense of self-worth will increase. You'll shift the attention and focus back into yourself and not give the narcissist excess meaning or put them on a pedestal. You'll no longer seek external validation. When the narcissist turns tables and moves into the devaluation phase, they put their foot down on abusing and manipulating you to the point that your self-esteem, self-worth, and self-image is eroded. At this point, they make you put them on a pedestal and have you put all their needs first. They become more important than anything or anyone else in your life. So here are some ways which you can turn the tables back, take your life back, and it's by becoming aware of your own sense of self. So becoming aware of your own sense of self-worth means taking some time to evaluate your own sense of self. What are your beliefs about who you are? Where do they stem from? And why did you believe them? You can also observe your thoughts every day and realize that you are not your thoughts. Don't identify with those negative thoughts for 5 minutes a day. Choose new, empowering thoughts. Try your best not to internalize what the narcissist told you were, or what you experienced in childhood, or what your self-image is telling you that you are. Find your passion. Immerse yourself in doing something that you love. Especially after being in a toxic relationship, one of the best things to do is to focus on yourself. By finding and following your passion, you'll start reconnecting with yourself, your love and your needs. And I feel that that is self-love. And I know it sounds so simple, but just enjoying yourself and putting yourself in an environment where you feel happy, joyful, and you're loving the things that you do can have a great impact on the way that you feel. Create boundaries. Boundaries not only keep you clear on what your core values are, because they are based on them, but they also keep you safe. They are a way of recognizing your own self-worth by telling someone what you will and won't tolerate. And of course, I've got to mention self-love. If you don't have self-love, it's hard to maintain what I've mentioned so far. Why? Because if you don't have self-love as your foundation, you'll constantly put others' needs first. Self-love is the foundation to build everything else on. And it's okay if you don't feel it initially. Considering what you've been through, it can take time to build that back up. However, a little self-love every day can go a long way. Recognize that you are your own source of validation. There's no external validation needed. When we've experienced narcissistic abuse or past trauma, we tend to look for validation outside of ourselves. This is because we weren't validated in the past. Our emotions were dismissed. We were made to feel shame and guilt about ourselves. Put yourself first. Your needs are important. Putting others' needs before your own is dismissing your own needs and neglecting yourself. Recognize that when you put yourself first, it's not selfish, it's self-love. Stop abandoning yourself. Anything or anyone we make more important than ourselves means we separate from ourselves. Your needs and wants are important. Abandoning yourself contributes to losing yourself. So it's important to make sure that all of your needs are met by you first and foremost. Get rooted in reality. It's important to get out of the false reality the narcissist created and step back into your own. Only then can you make decisions that are in your best interest. Live in alignment with your true core values. In order to be in alignment with your core values, you need to know what they are in the first place. Once you know what they are, you can live in alignment with them by setting boundaries. And as I discussed, boundaries are your way of expressing what your core values are. Drop outer importance and increase inner importance. Take time to place more importance on your subconscious and emotional landscape than what's happening outside of yourself. And I've kind of mentioned this all along. Doing the inner work can have a tremendous impact on your quality of life. So what's going on in your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So it's so important to look and truly assess, what are my core beliefs? It's only natural for you to experience real love when you already love yourself. You're in your own reality rather than narcissists. You feel worthy, whole, and complete already. So take a few minutes in your days to question what you believe. And what I mean by that is take a few minutes to look at the stories you believe about yourself. If that means going back to the past, to childhood, and to look into that, so be it. But once you do this, you will lower the level of importance that you're giving to the narcissist and put more importance on yourself. And most of all, more focus on yourself. And once you've done all of this, trust me, you will never allow anyone to manipulate you in the way that the narcissist does by putting you on a pedestal initially, only to take you down. Okay, guys, so I hope that's helped you, and I will speak to you on the next video. Take care.